trying to think of when I've done that, and I can't. Like,
Yeah.
what? Really?
Breakfast. Yeah.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Can't eat.
It would have to be fried.
Tough to eat chicken with the animal that the egg came from.
I think it would have to be fried.
Chicken with chicken in this scenario.
Kind of, not really.
I mean, they're not exactly, they're not alligator eggs.
But those eggs were never going to become chickens anyway, right? So
Not with that attitude, they're not.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back, Stochastic MLB Strategy Show. Dave Loughran and Josh Engleman. 12 games today. I would like to, sometimes you take some chances, right? And needless to say, the Brewers' chance did not pay off all that well yesterday.
No, it didn't. Having the Brewers as one of my two key teams was not great, considering Paul Skeens didn't give up a hit.
It happens, yeah.
Hey, I said he was going to have 15 strikeouts, so it didn't go too bad.
I know. I texted you. I was like, this is exactly what was going to happen. Like, it was surprised it wasn't a perfect game. But hey, happy to have you guys with us. Swing and a miss, I suppose. Just
my
like
three primary stacks. I had two yesterday, and then I had a primary stack the night before. They have scored 1 run, 1 run, and 0 runs as my three big stands. So coming back from vacation hasn't gone well.
So everyone should listen to you today.
I think I'm due.
You are due. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. You're due.
I'm serious. I am due. It needs to happen.
Happy to have you guys with us. If you don't mind, be so kind, atone for your sins. Bow down before the YouTube overlords. Bringing that one back. For real, though, helps us a ton. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you guys for that. This is our last show, you and me at least, until the All-Star break, because I'm not doing anything tomorrow and Sunday. So you got the All-Star break coming up. You got the Home Run Derby, all that good stuff. And we have been graced with, and by the way, if you want to listen in podcast form, you know where to find us. Apple Podcast, Spotify. Follow Josh at Josh Engleman, me at Laffy_D on the X. So this pitching slate is deep.
Dude.
You
loaded.
You hit me up this morning.
I personally have 6 guys projected for 20 or more fantasy points.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I will tell you, I know we have him negatively leveraged. I'm telling you, this is going to change. There's no way that we have Garrett Crochet with 18% top 2 pitcher on the next update. It's just, there's no way. I mean, this spot is far too good for that. I know he's very popular, but my God, I love Garrett Crochet today. He's getting a lot of ownership, but this is just a delightful spot for Garrett Crochet at home.
Now, I will say that I have half the field of him right now, but he is the guy that I have projected with the most fantasy points. So it is, we only have him at 18.92. So we actually have him 3rd overall in terms of projection, behind Sonny Gray and behind Freddie Peralta.
Yeah, I like him more than all of them.
In terms of raw projection, you and I are on the same page. To me, it's Crochet, but like, my second highest projected guy isn't any of those guys. And the guy that we have there is a couple spots down. I have Sean Manaea as the second highest projected guy right now.
Wow. I mean, at this point, it has become, unless you're, Frankie Montas or few other, but it has become almost a cheat code going up against the Rockies.
Yeah. It's just, they make you look so much better as a strikeout matchup. And that is where you're going to see those biggest changes in projection, is being able to rack up strikeouts. Manaea's spot looks great. So he is my most exposed pitcher right now. He and Reagans are a bigger problem to me than Crochet, even though Crochet looks great.
I want you to do something real quick.
Would love to.
Look up Garrett Crochet's strikeout rate at home.
I will do that right now. Boop, boop, boop. He is striking out A few dudes at home. 38%, in fact.
38. Look at his walk rate at home.
Less than 5. I mean, his road strikeout rate is still awesome.
It's like 29.5%.
Yeah.
It's 10% higher at home, or almost.
That's dirty, man.
Almost a 39% K rate at home is stupid. Pittsburgh has the 4th highest K rate on their active roster versus lefties. Whew. I mean, it's a crazy spot. It really is. Mighty
And
Quinn with the super.
He's gonna mow these people down, man. Tough day for the Pirates.
I hope. Mighty Quinn with the super chat took down the 50-cent mini max. Awesome. Congrats, man. And appreciate appreciate the super chat. We had another one too. Oh, Sean, $50 super chat. How about this? Cheers to the Stochastic crew. Took down the 121 single entry.
Nice.
I have a couple of them. Hey, thank you, man. That is awesome. All right, nice little morning here.
You said Sean. I got a little nervous, but we all know that
Sean would never super chat us.
He would never win.
I knew you were going there. Sean V is here.
Finished DFL in the contest. Thanks, guys. It would be the Sean V message.
We need to do. You know what? We need to get a listener contest going every day.
Okay.
That would actually be pretty fun.
It would.
Let's get a listener contest going. Like $5 entry or something, and just winner take all or top 3 or something.
Even make it $1.
Make it $1, winner take all.
Yeah. I'm in.
Would you guys jump in? That would be fun. That'd be fun. Just do it. I mean, like Monday through Friday. We just set it up, set your lineups, get them in and go.
It would be fun to win that contest and come on and talk shit.
I guarantee you the first day we do that, Sean V wins. And I'm telling you, this is how your world, the way things are going. You know, you get sick on vacation, you come back, your stacks are scoring 0. With the way things have gone, Sean V would run away with it. Wire to wire victory, just like by 30, and you would finish last.
No, he would get like a run scored on a sac fly to beat me by a half point or something. It'd be a really lame way to do it. Gets a run on a balk, something dumb.
Eric Johnson, make it free and winner gets a free month sub.
I mean, we're not going to do that every day.
Yeah, it's not. We could do that, on a case. We could do that maybe like once a week. But obviously, if you and I are going to join it, I don't want to. Nobody else is going to want it to be free. So we could do.
Yeah.
Or you do $1 and then still first place once every 2 weeks or something gets a free sub, like a free month.
Sure.
We could do a free week once a week or something like that. Let's do it. I'll set that up for a post All-Star break. I'll put that on the list. I think we'd do. I think everybody would do it. Would jump in. It'd be good.
I'm in for sure.
Cool. All right. Cool. We'll get it started. Anyway.
I mean, my EV in that contest is fantastic. Sign me up. I can't normally get in those types of contests.
This is true. Yeah, this is true. You're just setting yourself up for a disaster.
Victory. That's the word you were looking for. Victory.
I can at least I can appreciate that you stay confident throughout all of this. Manaea does look good for sure against the Rockies. Crochet looks great. We haven't even scratched. And by the way, again, congrats to you guys for the wins. That's awesome. And thanks for watching and supporting the channel.
For real.
Yeah. But all right, how about this? It's not an easy matchup. Winds apparently only blow out every day at Fenway Park. Seems like every day at Fenway, it's 12 to 16 mile per hour winds out to left center every day. And there could be weather here. But $8,500 on Cole Reagans that was surprising to me.
I'm 2xing him right now. Surprised
yeah.
He's only getting 24% ownership. I think he looks a lot better than that given his price.
We have him 29 now.
Okay. Not my favorite spot in the world, but I mean, he's 8,500. We got Hunter Brown out there with the incorrect $8,200 price tag once again. Like that 8K range of Manaea, Reagans, and Brown. I think that's the best. I'm 2xing Manaea. 2xing Reagans and 2xing Hunter Brown.
I
That's
feel
the
like I've
spot.
been okay. So wait, you said Mania, Reagans, and Brown 2xing all three of them.
Yep.
I feel like because I've been riding heavy on Hunter Brown at that price lately,
Yeah.
but I don't love this spot with so many. Like,
No.
he's good. He got blown up last start, but aside from that, he had like 8 or 9 straight quality starts. Right, he had been very good.
Yeah. I don't like it either, by the way.
Yeah, it's a tough spot against Texas. It's not even that Texas has been great, but it's just a low strikeout team, really low K team.
15% K rate projected for Semien, 15 for Seager. Even the next two guys in the lineup, 20 and 20. Only one guy north of 22% projected strikeout rate in that lineup via Steamer. It's a pretty, like, every bit of that is terrible. Park's not exactly great. But he's 8,200, and that's just for what's below him. I think he's the floor. Like, I got him at 17.5 fantasy points. The next highest projection that I have below Hunter Brown in salary is 13.5. He's 4 points ahead of every single dude below him. And that creates this line in the sand where I'm essentially not going below Hunter Brown. I have one share of 3 random dudes, and that's it. Everything else is Hunter Brown up for me.
Yeah, we need to talk about that because go to our top pitchers tool and just sort by ownership.
Yeah.
The highest owned pitcher under 8K is a 4% Andrew Heaney or a 4% by the way, Marco Gonzalez. 4% owned Marco Gonzalez.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. It falls off.
There's nothing there. It's gross. For as good as the top looks, the bottom is equally as unappealing. It's 14 different dudes that are all like projected for 11.5 fantasy points.
It's brutal.
Oh my God, I almost nailed that. It's 15 dudes projected for 11.5 fantasy points for me. I didn't have that in front of me. I was just eyeballing it. Almost nailed it.
What about Tyler Anderson?
Mr. Anderson. No.
At no ownership, I have a little bit of interest. However,
You're crazy.
You think so?
Yeah. Big implied total on Seattle on the opposite side.
That's what shocked me.
I have Seattle with a much bigger top stack odds than we do. We have it at 5.8. I got it at 7.3.
I was surprised to see 4.8 total for the Mariners. I really was. Yeah.
So like Anderson's he's really not liked in Steamer. So I think that's probably not helping either. He has a very unfavorable everything.
It's true. Man, his last start, 8 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 10 strikeouts.
Yeah, you would certainly take that today.
He's actually been decent this year, though. He's been pretty good. I don't know if it's sustainable, but he's really not been bad. I only mention it because Seattle's one of those teams where I just don't love their offense. They're better against lefties, more power. You get a bunch of platoon advantage guys, but yeah, there's really not much here below 8K. And by the way, Anderson's 7,900, if you even want to include that.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'm really just trying to see if there's anybody.
Like I legitimately don't think there is. The sum total of ownership below Hunter Brown is 28%.
You know, now that you
very minimal.
Now that you talk about this, right? Usually on a big slate, I'll run the Sims and I'll have like 15 pitchers, but there's a lot of them where I'm just getting between like 1 and, 8%, maybe 1 and 10%. My pitching right now, I have 8 total. 2 of them, I have 1 lineup, Heaney and Chirinos. That means I literally only well, I shouldn't say literally, but if you were to take those two lineups out, I have 6 pitchers on a 12-game slate.
Yeah.
Peralta, go ahead.
No, I agree with it.
Peralta, Cole Reagans, Sonny Gray, Garrett Crochet, Hunter Brown, and Sean Manaea. Those are
Yeah.
the 6 guys I have. Wow.
And yeah, I don't even think that's surprising.
I don't have any Joe Ryan.
I have 8%. So because I have so much of Manaea, Reagans, and Brown, and I mentioned them, 2xing all 3 of those guys, I'm neutral on Peralta, half the field Joe Ryan, half the field Sonny Gray, half the field Crochet.
Okay.
But it's still all of my exposure going to those 7 dudes.
Right. I don't mind Joe Ryan today at all, though.
No, I mean, it's obviously the park is fantastic. You're of no threat, really, to give up any power. There's enough strikeouts in the Giants lineup that you feel pretty good. And Joe Ryan's just like actually good. And he's been mowing down righties like crazy.
Big time. He just falls into kind of no man's land because you've got Crochet and Sonny Gray ahead of him, both in good, favorable matchups. Like that's a good matchup for Sonny Gray too. The Cubs got off to a nice start this season, but they've since fallen. Like they have a sub 100 WRC plus versus righties now. They're top 3 in strikeout rate or 4, whatever against righty. It is a good matchup. It's a great matchup for Crochet. We talked about what does he have? A 34% K minus BB rate at home or something.
Yeah, he's in. I mean, he's just going to hang numbers today.
He has 96 strikeouts and 64 innings at home.
It's insane.
It's insane. And then
you're just going up there crossing your fingers, hoping that you make contact.
Pretty much. Yeah. So yeah, you've got those guys ahead of him is price wise. And then below him, you have Manaea against Colorado. I'm just trying to flesh out like why exposures look as they do, why ownership looks like it does. Reagans, tough matchup, but Reagans is a mid 9K pitcher. In a good matchup, he's a 10K pitcher, right?
Yeah.
And then Hunter Brown. So not a great matchup for a couple of those guys. Maybe that has something to do with their salary, but they're still too cheap for their skill set.
Who's getting slept on the most here?
Are we talking like in that range or just in general?
Just in general. Is it Joe Ryan? It's hard to say slept on at 18% though.
If you really wanted to make that argument, it's probably Garrett Cole.
I just don't think he's maybe.
So, okay, look, and I'm only answering your question. It's not like I'm getting to a lot of Cole right now, but I do think we're still, and yes, he had a rough start last time out. He still punched out 8. He threw 90 pitches before that. I don't see any conceivable way that this guy has limitations on him right now. So it's a brutal matchup, but if Garrett Cole wasn't coming back from injury, right? And this wasn't only his like 5th start or 5th appearance, and he's really, comparably priced to guys like Reagans, Manaea, cheaper than Joe Ryan. Who else is in that range? Like Peralta, those guys, he's cheaper than Peralta. I don't think he'd be 4% really in any matchup at 9,200.
No disagreement. I think the matchup is really what's slowing him down here. It's not a fun time here against Baltimore.
Tough matchup for sure.
Like he's pretty much guaranteed to give up a home run to one of these lefties, if not 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just his game.
Brutal spot. I'm not arguing that, but I'm saying if you and I are both making the argument that, oh man, it's not a good matchup for Hunter Brown, but he's underpriced. Yeah, if it's not a great matchup for Reagans, but he's underpriced, I think Cole probably falls in that bucket to some extent.
I think you're right.
With that in mind, I don't have any of them.
No, I don't have a single share.
No. I have no Brian Wu either.
You can't play Wu.
No. No chance.
No.
He's been out for what? about 3
I
weeks.
have him in for 4 innings. You can't. He's not comparable.
Also, just not nearly equivalent strikeout stuff to any of those guys.
Imagine paying 9,800 for Ryan from our resident dum dum.
Well, as I said, Sean, I don't have any Ryan right now, but I don't actually think it's that nuts if you wanted to get to Joe Ryan. Best park.
Nor
Best,
should it
best,
be nuts.
what's that?
Nor should it be nuts.
No, it's not. It's the best. I mean, it's the best. Sorry. No park limits homers better than San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giants implied total looks pretty good. I wonder
There's
if that has
3-6,
anything to do
right?
with Joe Ryan. Yeah, I got 3.7, but yeah,
Yeah. When I looked this, 3-6, like that's a low number.
6.5 plus strikeout prop. Can't play him. What a silly thing to do.
What's his earned run prop?
Not sure. His strikeout prop is 6.5 juice to the over.
Juice to the over.
Yeah. Yeah. Juice to the over.
Yeah. Yeah.
17.5 outs minus 170 to the over. Can't play him.
So we're talking like, we're talking 6 innings, around 7 Ks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then his earned run prop is 1.5 with
Yeah.
slight juice on the over.
9 plus Ks plus 310. We're talking like 25%.
I don't like him as much as those guys, but he's the one guy that I don't have that I worry about not having. Put it that way.
Feels like a high floor game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just don't expect him to get blown up.
It is so weird that you and I come into a slate like this where you have as many spots as you do, right? 24 pitchers.
Yeah.
And let's go down the list real quick. See if there's anything down here that's viable.
There's not.
You're not going to Cooper Criswell, Al Gore. Kyle Harrison, no. Carson Spires against Miami.
He would be the guy I would choose.
I think so too. That's not crazy.
And I don't say that advocating for it. I don't have him. I won't have him. But he has the highest implied ownership for me of anybody below Hunter Brown.
Still a metaphorical gun to the head play right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope that I don't have to deal with that because he doesn't look good. 17% K rate in Steamer, a 5.05 projected FIP.
It's not
all
good.
Awful, dude. It's all awful.
But if you're going down that far, I think he's probably the answer.
If you're going down that far, you're probably asking the wrong question if he's the answer.
No Spencer Schwellenbach?
No. No.
No, the San Diego does not strike out at all. At all. That team, they have like a team, not that he's a lefty, but like a 14% K rate versus lefties this year. Just can't, it's really tough.
You're not getting anything in that situation. It's really just the top. It really is.
Oh man, Sean V said, fuck, Ryan is actually from San Francisco. Forgot about that. Oh, now you're all tuned. Now everything changes, huh? I love that you go, oh, I forgot about that. Like you have it all stored in some, filed away up there.
You should want to forget about that. That is not something you should need to retain. Oh, you're not going to be out one day like, oh no, I can't remember where Joe Ryan is from originally. Did he say that in the chat? Because I don't even see that message.
Yeah.
I think maybe it just assumes it's spam and doesn't show me. Oh, there it is.
Oh, Sean, I just looked it up. Joe Ryan has 60 friends and family sitting behind home plate tonight.
Oh, God. He's probably that's like that's the Randy Marsh gift right now to Sean. This dude is soaked now.
That's the episode where they went out the California way, I think, right?
Yes.
Was it is that the same as the smog episode?
I Now I don't remember. I'm looking up Joe Ryan's splits in San Francisco.
I doubt he's pitched many games there. What's he pitched? Like 2 games in San Francisco?
Oh, probably way more than that.
You think so?
Yeah. I honestly have no idea. We're about to find out. None.
Right. I figured. I mean,
Yeah.
he's been in he's made
Yeah. No, it's
79.
precisely 0.
Yeah. Oh, I was joking about the friends and family being there. Hold on. Was Sean serious that it's his hometown?
Uh,
Okay. So,
Born in San Francisco.
San Anselmo.
Went to Sir Francis Drake High School. I've stayed at Sir
Man,
Francis Drake Hotel in San Francisco.
Sean, did you just go to having like 0 to 100% exposure on Joe Ryan?
He went from 0 to 100% something when he heard about this hometown narrative.
Blood flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ugly down here. You're not going to Jackson Rutledge.
No.
What a slate.
It is a slate.
I honestly forgot Marco Gonzalez was still here. He
Like
pitched earlier
on the planet?
No, I figured he still had breath, but I didn't know that he was, and he pitched earlier in the season. I just totally forgot about it. He hasn't pitched since April 13th.
It's not going to go well for him today either.
I don't know, man. This might be the play.
Marco Gonzalez.
Marco Gonzalez might be the spot. Yeah,
All yours, brother.
Now he's got to be limited though. Got to be limited. God, how many years has this guy been in the league now?
He's been in for a minute.
There was a time when he was in Seattle that there was a thought like, hey, this guy's going to be really good.
He's 32 years old.
Yeah, there was a thought. So he was in St. Louis first and then Seattle. And there was like, hey, this guy could be great. Not great as in like, Hall of Famer, but he could be good. And he was always just okay. No strikeout stuff.
Someone's age really messed with my head a couple days ago. I was thinking about Al Horford. And like when you watch him play, you just like you feel like he's 58 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's fucking a year younger than me. And I was just like, oh, I don't like this.
Is he really?
He's 38. Yeah.
Well,
June
he's a year older than me. The
June of
problem is
86. He just like he feels like a like a dinosaur in the NBA. He's a fossil.
What happens is those guys come into the league so young. And to us, it feels like so long ago.
He came into the league the same time I was graduating college.
It's crazy. Let's talk about some bats. By the way, you guys want to check out the Sims, check out the lineup generator. You know where to find it. Link in the description and in chat.
Yeah.
Showed you that email yesterday. Read it actually on the show from Matt saying like, hey, I just got the tools, 10K in the first week, and then I just took down 10K. He's like, what I did was I just watched all of the tutorials, right? Like I watched the tutorials to get my feet underneath me, and then boom. It's really all you need to do, man. And I don't think I'm oversimplifying it. Like if you just watch the videos and watch the tutorials, you'll know exactly what you're doing.
Yep. It'll be perfect.
It makes life easy. And lineup generator, we have something for that as well. Both of these tools, whether you want to do just
we have what everybody needs, 100%.
Exactly. Yeah, depending on what you're playing, how much time you have, how much you're playing, how little you're playing, how often you're playing. Something that'll justify all of that for sure. And if you're very serious, and you want to be, you know, somebody that is, you know, you're playing a decent amount. The funny thing about the Sims though is we had a lot of people use these Sims that were playing it in the mini max and stuff, and or like not even the $3 mini max, the like 50 cent or dollar mini max.
Yeah.
And paying off the sub in like 2 weeks and then just upping their play. Cause I thought, you know, I was like, I'll be honest with you. My first thought was that people aren't like, if you're playing lower volume, you're not going to, you know, be using the Sims. But then you realize a lot of people play lower volume just because they want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So check it out. Right now, it's giving me quite a bit of old Freddie Peralta.
Yeah. Sometimes increasing your volume is stressful in a way that you didn't expect.
Extraordinarily. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes a difference. But anyway, links in the description or chat, week, month, however you want to play it, check it out.
Yeah.
Hit us up if you have questions. Join the Discord. It comes with all of that. And watch those tutorials. All of them on YouTube, all of them on the Sims page.
Whatever tool you're looking at, it has a video that describes what that tool is in some fashion. Watch that. And if that isn't enough, hop into Discord where we have support channels that can get you the answer to whatever your question is. If you don't have it after that, it's probably you.
All right. So there's 490 pitchers that we don't like today. How does that, just lay of the land here, how does that translate to how many stacks we do like?
Joe Ryan was actually drafted by the Giants, so Sean V's on his way to the hospital now. He had an aneurysm.
With priapism.
Yeah. Sorry, what was your question? I was busy.
Wait,
not
did
listening.
Sean just mention that in chat, or did you just pull that up?
He just, yeah, I guess he was finally able to get his other hand up to the keyboard.
Yeah, he said, yeah, his desk is knocking around right now. He said, "Oh my God, I actually didn't know this part. Joe Ryan was drafted by the Giants." This is
the narrative is strong today.
Super sleuth Sean keeps unearthing stuff.
Yeah, super sleuth.
What was the South Park episode? Who are the twins that I have a clue?
I don't know.
Really?
Can't picture that one.
You got someone will tell me in chat. I can always count on chat for this.
Carmen Sandiego today.
The something brothers or something twins. So I have a clue. Oh man, come on. Someone in chat within seconds is gonna, the Hardy Boys. Thank you. Was it Hardly or Hardy Boys? I thought it was Hardy.
Well, Hardy is real, so it was probably Hardly.
I feel like I feel like South Park doesn't sugarcoat things. I don't see why they'd change their names.
I don't know how that works.
Either way, that's Sean right now. So
I don't know if you can say like a made up entity. Like I don't think you could like reappropriate that.
I'm pretty sure you can. They just did that whole thing with Disney.
I don't know.
He's like, make it lay and make it gay. Make it gay and make it lame.
I didn't see it.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
I haven't watched it in forever.
It's fallen off for sure, but once in a while, they have some good ones. My stack exposure is super spread around today, and I have a lot of the Miami Marlins.
I do have some of the Miami Marlins. They are not my number one team. I have at least 4 teams more than them.
Who are they?
My number one team right now is the Reds. I don't
hate that at all.
Think that's going to be all that surprising.
They're my fourth.
They're my most exposed. Yanni Trinos on the opposite side, not good. Great park, great run total, lots of power here. I think the upside for Cincy's massive. I have them number 2 in top stack. We had them a little bit lower than that, but that is my number 1 team. The Mariners are my number 2 team against your boy Tyler Anderson. Again, I was a little bit heavier on the Mariners. Love the park for power, plays up righty and lefty power. Run total will work enough for me in this spot. So they're 2. And then the Royals actually are number 3 up against Cooper Criswell. Number 1 stack in top stack for me. Number 1 stack in top stack for the site. 7th in ownership. I don't think they're all that expensive. It's really Bobby Witt, and then the rest of the team is pretty cheap. Bobby Witt deserves his salary. So give me the Royals, top 3 teams.
The Royals against Criswell in a, again, good park.
Yeah.
With good weather. Pay attention, by the way, there's a couple weather spots. Nothing crazy. Baltimore, New York could be a little sketchy. I don't think you're playing many Baltimore bats here today.
I like them as one-offs.
Because, yeah, Garrett Cole does give up some power. Didn't we talk about this? And I said more lefty power, and you said it was actually pretty split.
We probably talked about it, but if it happened before I left, I don't remember.
Yeah, we did. Cincy, Miami looks fine. I think we'll be okay with Boston. Mets, Colorado is the tough one. But I think we should be okay in all of them.
Yeah.
So,
and as always, watch live before lock later today. You have a much more robust weather projection at that point than we do right now.
all right, let's get into actual, not necessarily game theory, but roster construction for a second, because there's one thing we haven't talked about. We dug really deep into, okay, there's 6 or 7 guys that we're getting to. All of them are north of 8K. And then maybe you have kind of trace amounts of 1 or 2 guys, 3 or 4 guys, but it's not relevant. What does that do for these expensive stacks? Because I looked and initially I go, man, I don't have a ton of the Mets in a really, really appealing matchup with a high total against Tanner Gordon. He's not a top 47, because I was looking at the top 40. He's not a top 47 prospect in Colorado's system, dude.
I have 1 share of Francisco Lindor, and that's it.
Right? I have very few Mets, but it's because you have 4 of them above 5K.
Yep. And we don't have a pitcher that's worth rostering below 8,200.
So isn't it weird on such a big slate? You're going to get funneled into stacks that aren't going to cost as much, unless you want to go wild and try and get some of that cheap pitching and just throw caution to the wind. I think maybe not you guys specifically, but me, and I know you for sure, going to end up being underweight on a lot of these high price stacks for sure. I just don't see 2 ways around it.
I only have 12 Mets 5-mans that made my final run. So I didn't have a ton of options to even get to them in the first place. I'm trying to take a look now to see, what the lineups look like. They didn't make my pool. This one's not, I could have very easily had this particular lineup. 5-man Mets, 3-man Marlins, Reagans, and Manaea. But you're getting Harrison Bader and Jeff McNeil. You're getting 8-9 in McNeil and Bader in that stack instead of really coring up at something a little bit better. It's tough. They're really expensive at the top.
Can you take a look at the individual price points on the Miami Marlins?
They're a slightly different team. Marlins number 1 in top value in our tool. They were number 1 in mine, around 20 to 25% top value odds.
Look at the next closest team in value odds.
Let me look at mine. I have the Marlins at 24%, and the Mariners are the second highest at 12.
Yeah, we have 22% for Miami and 8 for Toronto. Far and away.
I wonder if I have a dramatically different Seattle lineup. Yeah, I think I have 3 different hitters in the Seattle lineup. So That might be why I'm getting a better value there. But
Probably.
either way, huge gap. Yeah, Miami, the Marlins are free.
The funny thing about Spires too is like this isn't a bad matchup for Miami either. It's not like you're just playing them in a bad matchup like we did in some early slate games yesterday just to try and get different. They're going to be popular. Don't get me wrong. They will. But Spires is coming off a game. He just allowed 3 home runs to the Tigers last time out. Right. So, and for what it's worth, he had done a good job of limiting power prior to that. So, that could have just been a blip on the radar. But it's also possible that he was pitching above his head and is starting to come back down to earth.
Oh God, this team is going to just crush me here today. I hate situations like this because I'm not going to have Miami. I'm never going to get the value team like this when they're already pulling that same ownership. And the spot looks great. But
Jordan,
if
do
these
me a
guys are going to
favor.
be 12% owned on the aggregate across the board, like I'm not going to have them.
I still am.
I'm not going to I have a lot of Jazz Chisholm because I think he is just like properly underpriced for being a road bat in the leadoff spot in a lefty righty. Like I like using him in my other lineups, but I'm going to have like 4% of the rest of those guys.
Jordan, Clayton had a good point. He said, if you boost Mets, your pitching gets iffy. Jordan, go into lineups, go to ROI, or yeah, just go to ROI boost, go to stacks. Let's boot. What do you think, Josh? Boost them like 20% just to make sure we get some 25% or something.
Sure.
Boost them 25%, and then unselect and refavorite the lineups and see what they end up looking like. Now I'm curious.
If I just look at my 12 Mets lineups that like I've evaluated to be good, Mania, Reagan's Crochet. So Povich sneaks into one of them. Hendricks sneaks into one of them. Hendricks again. I'm still getting everybody in that 8K range. I just don't get a lot of Mets options.
All right. You boosted them 25. Okay, so the first one is Peralta Reagans, which isn't crazy. 5-3 Miami. No surprise there. So three player Miami stack in that.
Yeah.
Here's another 5-3 Mets Miami with Peralta and Hunter Brown. Scroll down, Jordan, so I can see or you could just go to lineups and sort by, or stack and sort by Mets. That would be easier.
Well, just look on the left-hand side and you can see the
where the boosts are. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to see it.
Well, I was saying, yeah. Okay, so it's probably, yeah, there we go. It is doable, but then what do the other spots look like? Just the 3-man cheap Miami stacks, or do you think it's bottom of the order Mets?
I think it ends up being bottom of the order Mets. Like I said, the first one that I got had McNeil and Bader.
I bet you're right. I bet there's a lot of bottom of the order Mets stacks.
Yeah. It's just hard to get to the top without having to grab one of those low dollar dudes. And if you're going to be grabbing one of those low dollar dudes, like you might as well go all the way to the bottom and grab like Kyle Hendricks.
Because you're right, though. The top 4 are all 5K or higher.
Yeah, it's tough. They're really expensive.
Jordan, go to do me a favor. Click out of stack exposure. Go to line. Sorry. Go to filter. And then team, New York and NYM. All right. Mania, Lindor. Yeah, look, you're right. A lot of these, like, sure, we have 20% Lindor and 12.5% Martinez, but then there's just cheap guys. Iglesias. Yeah. McNeil, 3,100.
Yeah. McNeil having an MPE and being 3,100 is going to be like the linchpin to people. Like he's going to be the guy that ends up getting over-owned if you try to get to the Mets a lot.
I'm surprised no DJ Stewart, assuming he bats 6th. Do we have him?
I don't think we have him in the lineup because we didn't have him in the ownership.
Yeah, we probably don't. Okay. Any other spots worth talking about here? I mean, if it's tough to get to the Mets, it's tough to get to Atlanta. I'll tell you that.
So I have a little bit of Atlanta, not nearly as much as normal, but I have 8%. We're only projecting 3% ownership. So I am, I guess, in theory, taking a little bit of a stand on the Braves as an unowned team.
All right. Before we go, what do you say we do a little bit of a home run parlay now that you're back and we have a strategy
Yes.
show? Maybe we can turn the luck around here for you.
Turn the luck around.
So here's what we're gonna do. You give one, I give one, and then we're gonna do a snap poll in chat. Get that going. We're gonna get 3 players from chat right now. So throw them out there, guys. We'll pick 3 of them, add them to the poll. Okay. We could even do 4. We're all gonna select one of them. I'll vote on that as well. I'll have one, you have one, and then we select from the chat. We add them to a parlay and we lock it in. We could do FanDuel, Caesars, doesn't matter to me.
I'm ready whenever you are. I got my home run.
All right, what do you got?
We are going to go with Eloy Jimenez today. Plus 600 at FanDuel. Get it now.
Eloy Jimenez plus 600.
Oh, yeah.
That's against what, Marco Gonzalez?
It is indeed.
I can't say I hate that.
Righty park factor in Chicago, 107.
Okay. And what are the odds?
Plus 600.
I like that.
I will say I was very close to using, well, let me scroll back up and grab it because I had another one that I really liked. Jesus Sanchez is plus 350. I think that grades out really well.
All right. That's against Spires.
Yeah.
Ooh. Good park, too.
It's a good line. It's a really good line.
Let me look something up on him real quick.
Go for it. I'm going to shout out a couple others that I know I like. See if
while you do that, I want to look into this Miami team. Go for it.
See if chat likes anything else. Cronenworth is plus 870. That line's just a little bit too big. It's comically lower. It's plus 870 at FanDuel. It's plus 650 at DraftKings. Like, it's a decent line just getting hung out there on FanDuel right now. Mitch Garver plus 390 if you want one that's a little bit more likely. I've got that at positive value.
You know what? Let's hold on. I love the Jesus Sanchez play.
Okay.
256 x ISO against righties this year. 193 ISO. 256 x ISO against righties. I think there's a lot of arguments that could be made if we're already getting value. If this is already a plus EV spot, just looking at the true odds. But also I like when you have a matchup that also lines up, right? Like you also like the spot, you like the park. I can get behind that for sure. Plus you're talking about Great American Ballpark, which what's lefty power factor? Lefty homers 140, far and away the best in the league, not even close. Left-handed homers. Let's lock that in. So we've got, you said Eloy, right?
I did.
And Jesus Sanchez. These are both FanDuel specific. Nolan, all right, Jordan, have you been, or you're pulling that up? Okay. So let's go. Let's pull 4 from, we still have a few minutes. So let's pull 4 from chat, Josh, and add them to the poll. Kennedy has Rooker. Michael Kennedy has Rooker against Ranger. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Ranger lately, honestly.
I don't have anything on that one just because it's a 640 start.
Yordan Alvarez, someone said. I don't know if he's going to play.
We've had a couple Jazz Chisholms, and I agree with that one. I actually have a little bit of value at plus 300.
The only problem with that is like your odds kind of get nuked if we have 2 Miami guys in the same one.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I don't hate it, but I would rather go with a different team.
Yeah, that's fair.
Uh,
I was just typing in every name that I saw.
sure.
And not a ton of value on Cal Raleigh.
Bregman's interesting against the left-handed Heaney. Heaney gives up a bit of power.
I don't hate Higashioka. I've got a little bit of value on him. It's like +6 something. I have a little bit of value on Yelich at +560.
Let's see. Chris has Schwarber. Well, you like the lefty-lefty matchup?
I don't have anything on that one.
Jake said one of the lows from Tampa versus Carrasco. You're not going to have anything on that one either.
I do not.
Don't hate that, though. Carrasco's no stranger to giving up power to lefties.
So this is for the poll.
Yeah.
Okay.
We already have Sanchez and Jimenez. That gets us to, what does that say, Jordan? Plus 2060?
We need one more.
All right. We need one more.
How do you feel about Yelich? Because I actually have +560 for Yelich as a decent line.
Clayton threw Yelich in there as well. Let's see. Hold on.
That's sort of why that was my prompt to look at it.
Against Rutledge?
Yeah. Park factor looks great.
Yeah, why the hell not? Yeah, sure.
+560. I like the line. It's +390 at DraftKings and +560 at FanDuel.
Wow. If
That
you're on
line's gonna
DraftKings,
come. It's not gonna stay at 560. That's gonna come down.
if you're on DraftKings, you should definitely be getting in on the pick six action because those lines are static. People using our pick six optimizer have just been crushing with it because I think it just makes the most sense. It's coming, I hope, to Pennsylvania too. I will for sure play that. You guys are already on there. Check it out. Tell me what you think of it. I know some people love it. Some people are indifferent. But Eric loves it. Eric plays because he's in California. He's on pick six like every single day. I just think it's a cool idea that you're taking Pick'em and you're not playing against the house. It's still like straight gamified playing against the field, playing against your peers. It's a cool format. It is.
We're getting 200 to 1 if you just take Yelich immediately and we don't put the poll.
By the way, let me finish what I was going to say. But home run props on DraftKings are not where you want to bet them 90% of the time.
Rarely going to be the best line.
You want to throw Yelich in there?
I think so, yeah. 200 to 1 on those three.
All right.
I like every bit of it, it's all the signs point to it.
Lex said, I've won over 100x multiple times on there, Lavi. People cry because the payouts suck if the chalky plays all hit. That makes sense. But then when they don't, yeah, that makes sense. And congrats. That's sick. I like this. Yelich, Sanchez, Eloy. We'll start a poll earlier next show. I just forgot about it today. So Eloy at +600, Sanchez at +350, and Yelich at what is that, 560?
That sounds right.
10 to win 2,000?
Ain't bad.
I'll lock it in as I always do. I will always throw 10 on these just in case. All right. Eloy said, I like when we are number one, shopping the odds, getting the best odds. Also, it's plus EV. And also the park and matchups are all good. If you lose those, I can live with myself.
We're getting it today.
Yeah. To close out the week.
It would be great.
He's so sick.
Legendary.
And guess what? If we don't, we will do. I've said this. We will run these until we hit them.
Nothing but time ahead of us.
Nothing but time, man. Plus, at $10 a pop, I got a long ways to go.
Yeah, I've wasted $10 in way more situations.
Yep. Yep. Appreciate you guys hanging out as always. Follow Josh Engleman, me at Laffy_D. For any other betting stuff, come check us out on OddsShopper in the Discord. The free picks too on the expert picks page, like the drop down over at oddshopper.com. You got a lot of free picks in there every day. I drop some, a lot of our guys do. Josh has got something exciting coming up in the works for some pick'em stuff as well, which I very much look forward to. Cannot reveal yet, but
soon.
It said, why quit once you hit? Chase that drag. Oh, brother, if we hit, we're running one back the next day. And now it's 20.
You're gonna tell us about chasing the dragon here.
Yeah, no. I mean, I've chased the dragon, not in sports betting. So
Yeah.
it spans all spectrums, you know. Appreciate it, guys. Have a great rest of the day. Stick around, like Josh said too, live before lock.
See you next Friday.
Yeah, man. Live before lock with the weather. It doesn't seem terrible, but we want to be there. Yeah, next Friday. Enjoy the All-Star break, guys. Go. I guess it doesn't work like that for you guys. For us, it's different. It's a whole different ball game. But appreciate it.
Like Christmas. This is Christmas break, man.
This is Christmas break. Yeah, pretty much. Later. Well, because we work every holiday.
Right. That House of Dragon show is trash. Of course you think that, Bug Boy. Trash opinion.